ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have the phone lines are open. You may wish to call in and make a contribution. And this is bringing us to a very important part of the conversation that the barristers will be speaking a little bit more. Let us talk about this victory parade and the message that it communicates to the international community. There's a lot of media polarization with Cameroon in 2003. John Gute, that was Minister of Foreign Affairs or something, went to Banjul and said they don't know which leader to talk to. And Cameroon is recycling the same strategy today. They're claiming they don't know which leader, all their proxies, conduct titles, all of them are saying the exact same thing. It's a strategy. They come and infiltrate us and they tell us they don't know who to talk to. They don't know who is leading on the ground. The ADF was being instrumentalized by them to distract our people, oppress the communities, and do things that were not inappropriate so as to sabotage the movement. With the absence of the ADF, there was no Chris Anu, there was no Marianta. In fact, these people did not even talk about the 1st October, even in the diaspora. Is the international community or stakeholders are they still telling us that they don't know who owns the land? Is the voice of the people, who the leadership and what the leadership really is. This is where I want you, the lawyers, to talk as elaborate as possible. Barrister Fru, Barrister Messiah, talk to us.
Yes, Paddy. Yes, Paddy. The international community is not fooled. This 1st October has passed a message that the government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia is in total control of the state of Ambazonia, and that those people, those so-called leaders that were working for La République du Cameroun, have lined up with La République du Cameroun to disregard anything called 1st of October. That is why you didn't hear from Chris Anu, you didn't hear from Marianta, you didn't hear from Bo Herbert, you didn't hear from I don't know who. There are many of them. Ayabato is sitting in jail. His remnants are running around. I don't know where they are, where they are running to now. You will not hear from. You didn't hear anything about them because they have decided to line up behind La République du Cameroun to ignore the 1st of October celebrations. These 1st of October celebrations are organized and controlled and made possible by the government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia and its army, the Ambazonia State Army. That message has gone to the world. The world understands. And I'm not saying that they didn't understand before now. Now they do understand that we have a government. So La Republic can no longer claim, oh, we will talk to whom. They have splinter groups. They have this. We don't know who to talk to. You have always known that there is the government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. You captured the first leaders. You captured the first leader, Ayuk Tabe and others. And they are sitting in your dungeon for life jail. But the government reconstituted. The government now is a full government. It's no longer an interim government, but it's a government that you killed under Augustine Gomjoa that we have resuscitated. And that government is in charge. You want to talk to us. Talk to us. If you don't talk to us, then you don't know what you are doing. The international community already knows that we exist. We are a government in exile because of you. Because you want to arrest and kill all of us. So for us to stay alive and manage the situation on the ground, we have to live in exile. But that government in exile is very effective on the ground, as you can see from the celebrations of 1st of October. La République du Cameroun, you have reached the end of the road. Come to the table. Let's finish this matter. If you don't come to the table, that's your take. We will get you out of our territory by all means possible. Thank you very much. Paddy, are you there?
Mr. Mbesia, the mic is yours. That's why I have you two on the screen.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This message, the idea is for you people to what the significance of this message of the victory parade that took place during our Independence Day. This one was quite important, quite special. Chris Anu and his unity ground avoided talking about it at all. They didn't plan for it. They didn't prepare for it. Cristiano has denied the anthem, has denied the flag, announced himself president, and later on denied it, and he became a comrade. Now,
Comrade.
as we speak, he despised strategically was performing more like a proxy militia of La République du Cameroon, and we have seen this. So I want you people to talk in the absence of all those that are being instrumentalized, used by French Cameroon to infiltrate our genuine cause, we still put through an exceptional Independence Day celebration, home and abroad. What does this really mean to us as Ambazonians and to the international community?
Well, thank you, Paddy. October 1st parade, as you call it, was hugely successful. But I don't want to take off from there. We have to go back a bit. The October parade, which we are trying to discuss now, was a accumulation of a series of events. Many things went into play, accumulating on the 1st of October, which would answer all the questions that you are trying to raise there. First, remember there was a lockdown, 2 weeks. It was in September. But lockdown did not start in September. Lockdowns have started way back 2016 when Tyson said, come Monday, you will know who owns Ambazonia. That was the greatest sign of civil disobedience. 1st October did not just come. 1st October came after 22nd September. What was 22nd September? The day Ambazonians went out massively with branches to ask for their rights. And what happened? They were shot and killed. And I've had the opportunity to say it before. 22nd September was a day in history when the Republic turned peaceful demonstrators, millions of peaceful demonstrators, into battalions of military armed fighters. And so finally came October 1st, and we saw what happened. They asked the question whether the international community is aware of it. Of course, they are aware of it. Not just because women will demonstrate. 1st October is a documented date in the annals of history, not of Ambazonia, but history of the world. It is in the United Nations records. The Republic can steal oil from Sonora and burn it down. They can steal money from the Ministry of Finance and set it ablaze. But there's no way that they're going to set ablaze the records of the United Nations. No way. They're there. That resolution is there in all the 5, 6 languages of the United Nations: French, English, Chinese, Russian, and Arabic. And so you ask yourself, these poor guys, our boys celebrating in hiding, how did 1st October become a date to be celebrated in hiding? How did a date approved by United Nations, by the whole world at the time, documented in writing, became so illegal that you have to face fire if you celebrate it? Just celebrate it. If you came out to say, oh, this is a good day for me, I want to drink a beer, you're killed. How do we get here? How do we get here? Is a question that nobody can answer except the people to come on. And so, shall there be proxies? Of course, there must always be proxies. Proxies will not deter us. Just as one of us, which I like to quote, remember, UN always says, don't let your enemy define you for who you are, define yourself. Proxies do not start with Ambazonia. In South Africa, we have Buthelezi. Shh. In in South Africa, we have Chief Buthelezi. His support for the apartheid regime did not deter or influence the ANC for riding it to the end. So where it is Christiano, where it is me for, where it is Choyaba, that should not deter us. We remain focused. And again, where are we here? I'm sure you have seen all these things. They have been laid bare publicly. And if you permit me, I will tell them this message, at least in the best way I can in their own language. Vous êtes cordialement invités à la prochaine célébration du 1er octobre 2000. You're all invited to come. You'll be welcome as good neighbors. You'll be welcome as good guests. And so we're up to the top. The world is not sleeping. We are not sleeping. We have challenged it. And to crown it up, say it was a accumulation of events. This week culminated on Friday with the press conference given by the president, which laid to rest all the come back and forth that they have argued in Yaoundé and beyond, even in France. The president asked a simple question. Where is the government that was set up, that was in Fumban in 1961? Where is that government? The president asked the question. You don't know who to negotiate with. No? You don't negotiate with everybody. You negotiate with the people who are fighting you. So if you go out talking to something you call ANC or anything, CNC, whatever nonsense is there, you are wasting your time because that will not end the war. And so I think this is accumulation of things that people don't understand. They have refused to understand. The president, again, as a final word in that thing, he said, because we've had this talk every day since 2016 from Lake Kadina to me, oh, Anglophone conference, oh, Anglophone conference. Yes, the president in that press conference answered that question and put an end to it. It's not everybody who speaks English. Like you mentioned, it's like Chiroma. You mentioned a Changanji, who will sit on the conference table to discuss the end of this conflict. I think that is strategic enough. That's academically rich enough for anybody, even the blind man, to understand. Even the late Ahijo, with his technology on in running a radio in the post office, can understand that. The president, to crown it all again, redefined this struggle. It is not a language problem, Anglophone, Francophone. No, it's an institutional problem. Which institutions, he said, must be restored. For whatever you want to do, he said, we will sit on the negotiation table as two parties equal in status. I think that lays to rest all the speculations of what everything they are doing. Proxies have a short life to live. If Choayaba, for example, thought he was invincible, time is catching up with him. If the CDN thought they were invincible, they have been cleaned off. If the so-called the Canadian process, which can count back to about 5 conferences held in Canada, thought they were going to succeed, they will fail. The last official one that held was in October a year ago, which gave birth to something they call the Secretariat, which was supposed to do all things in the world to end the war. As of today, the Secretariat, from the day that it was still born in Canada, October last year, a year ago, we have not heard about it. And so, as the battle lines are drawn, the issues are settled and properly defined. Again,
So,
the
Barrister
foundation.
Mbesa, what you are trying to say there is that Cameroon is just rotating to get to achieve one thing, creating secretariat, a mixed multitude of anglophones. They are now the ones telling or the all anglophone, and you have their proxies insisting with this fraud that we must have anglophones must start talking to themselves. I don't know what makes them feel that the problem of anglophones is about talking to themselves. It's really so. It's just a
No,
turnaround. Do you want to react to that, Barrister Fru?
no, let me just land. My
Yes.
problem going that way. Let me
Land.
excuse me about something. So my problem going that way is this. That would tempt me, a big temptation, to go talking about something with somebody who calls himself Padi Asanga. It's a serious temptation to any intellectual in this debate to mention a name, Padi Asanga. But we all know Padi Asanga is speaking the language of the oppressor. The oppressor will recruit anybody. That's why they even go and recruit the Mururus and give them cutlasses to go and kill their neighbors in desperate attempt to think that they can capture attention. And so, again, as I've simply said, all those people, whatever thing they are doing, I didn't want to mention the Choya, but I even talk less of Padi Asangas. These are criminals recruited to help the oppressor in any form or shape, either in talking or in killing you or in doing something to you to surrender to them. We say, after I said, they're all proxies. They don't deter us because they don't have to define our struggle for us. They will not be at the conference table for a discussion. The bishops, the popes, the pastors, they are simply proxies. Over to you.
Well, that's amazing. I want to remind our who are watching us that the phone lines for those you may want to have an opportunity to chip in your own idea as per what happened during the 1st October. We're getting intense into a discussion. We're going to look into the different activities that took place, the full function of government. But before that, I want you to react to what Barrister Mbesia was saying, Barrister Fru, so that we can get to Commander Willie to ask some specific questions, and then we move to that last phase of examining everything that took place and how the government was engaged to fully represent itself. Barrister Fru, please.
For the last 8 years, the government of La République de Cameroon has been turning around. I have been listening and watching some of their networks in Yaoundé and Douala. There's a network they call Info TV. They had a debate sometimes about La Crise anglophone, and they kept talking and kept talking and kept talking and kept talking. And one of them, I remember his name, Nyemek. They call him a consultant. He asked a question: why do you francophones think that you can always talk or you talk for anglophones? Why do you go dancing up and down and talking to yourself, talking in the place of anglophones? What is so wrong in dialoguing with the people who are fighting? And I was so surprised to hear this Basaman chastise them. He said, please talk about yourself. Talk about what you intend, how you intend to resolve this issue. La République de Cameroon has lost all thinking. They don't know what else to do. Some of them claim that we have done everything that is humanly possible. We went to Canada. We went and they carefully ignored the Swiss talks. They talked about Canada. They talked about the Grand National Dialogue. They talk about this. The man asked them, you organize your monologue and talk to yourself. Who among the separatists, that's the word he used, did you invite to that your dialogue? Or you call it a dialogue A dialogue must take at least two people. You were talking to yourself. The people you are fighting were not there. So La Republic has been trying to dodge this issue for so long, and the reason is they don't know what to say or do because they violated the agreement that Ahijo took with the United Nations. They violated at resolution 1608. They did not want to respect it. They did not vote for it, and so they decided not to respect it. And in the course of that, they invaded the territory of the Southern Cameroon with no legal backing. So they have no case. Instead of coming to the table and say, okay, all right, we know what happened, we have done this, let's see how we can solve this problem and bring peace. No, no. They have been going round and round, like Barrister Mbesa said, they go round and round organizing at Choayaba. They organized from Choayaba, they went to Chris Hanu, and so they started with Seseko. That Seseko, they took Seseko to the cathedral, they took him all over the place and said they want to negotiate. They corrupted Seseko, and Seseko became something else. Then they left from there, they armed Ayabacho and his bandits along with Tanganji. Atanganji created his own boys, they armed them, and nothing has come out of it. And finally, the Ayabacho has collapsed, the whole thing has collapsed, and they still don't know what to do. Like one of them who happens to be a man from Widikum, that he is a senator in Yaoundé, said, "Oh, we have the government has done everything, and we don't know else what to do to solve this problem." This is unheard of in the world. And what is so striking is that the whole world is watching, and nothing is going on. They think that La Republique has an opportunity to slaughter us, to reduce us to dust, and take over our territory. No, it has not worked. So what is left? Let them come to the table. They will come to the table and meet the government of the Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, led by His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ekomesako. They have no other choice. They can dance, they can come down, they can go up, they can do anything that they want to do, but it's not working, Paddy. It is not working. That is
Talking about
where we have them.
talking about the table, Cameroon is avoiding that by every available or possible means they have. And they keep on insisting we're Anglophones, Anglophones, and Anglophones. And that question has been answered. We cannot belabor the point.